Welcome back to Swatch 150. It's been a while, I know, but there is something I'd like to talk about today, something that I have just picked up that is in this very pink bag. Now, having brought back the Schmuseum channel a couple of months ago, with more of a behind the scenes of the things we get up to here at the garage and when we're filming videos for the Shmu 150 channel, a lot of you have been asking me about the watches I've been wearing, about things that have happened, because I know it's been a couple of years since I shared a lot of this, and in particular today we're talking about the craze that is the MoonSwatches, which has very much got out of hand. Now, the reason I want to bring this up today is because this one is one of the few recent ones that I've been very excited about. The specific reason for that is to do with the cars in the collection. In particular, at the end of last year, we showed you that my Porsche 914 at Yorkshire Car Restoration is being repainted, or has now been repainted, in Ruby Star, famous Porsche paint colour from the 90s. We have also acquired the new MSRT Transit Custom in Telemagenta, plus we have a long-term loaner at the moment of a Jeep Wrangler Rubicon, which is in Tuscadero Pink. So there's a bit of a theme here, right? Combine onto that we introduced Shmoo the Cow's girlfriend, Shmoorella, also in dual tone pink, and when a couple of weeks ago the first teasers arrived of this Mission to the Pink Moonphase, I kind of said, well, that one's going to have to happen again. I need to get back involved in this fold. So the MoonSwatches, of course, started a couple of years ago. The original 11, they were followed up by 12 of the Mission to the Moon Moonshine Gold versions. Then there were further ones like the Mission to Earth, Lava, Polar Lights and Desert. You've also had the Snoopy ones, the white and black. There have been the Earth phase, the Mission to Super Blue Moon. Then there's been, it feels like a lot of them. I think it's 30 in total. But now we have this, Mission to the Pink Moonphase. So I want to show you this because there's also a little fun Easter egg with the packaging. Plus, in advance of this, I have prepared, and I even have a strap I want to put it on. They have these new straps, so I actually have one of these on my blue one, the Super Blue Moon, that I wear quite often, to be honest. In fact, I even have this strap on my Omega Snoopy, which I think is quite fun. So, like the others, and we have a lot of them here, not all of them, it has the outer sleeve, although starting with the outer sleeve, the April full moon is called Pink Moon. It gets its name from pink wildflowers that bloom in the early spring. On the other side, it has this rather intriguing outline of a pink Fiat 500. Now, the 500s have been a big part of the entire process behind the MoonSwatch from day one. And you actually do something with this, which I might have prepared earlier, and I'm going to show you. But first up, let us slide open the outer sleeve to show you the contents. Inside here, like with the others, you open the box to the side, you have the initial paperwork, a document that shows you some interesting things about it, and then, of course, you have the watch. Now, before we go through that in too much detail, this little booklet actually has quite a few interesting details and graphics. Enjoy this very special mission. Mission to the Pink Moonphase, a full immersion in pink. The bioceramic case, push buttons and crown, of course, as well as the signature Velcro strap. I imagine there will be a pink strap of the new style that's available online. And like I say, I'm a big fan of those. This tells us a little bit about it, including the pulsometer scale that it has printed on the bezel, and also, if we keep going through, a couple of things that I think hone in on this whole collaboration and fun story that was really behind it. Also in the packaging, you have the user manual, you have this information sheet as well, which actually began from the very beginning with, does this have all of them? Could I have made my life a little bit easier than trying to remember them all? I think this actually only has the original 11, but hey, that is in there as well. And of course you have your guarantee card. It was £270, bought from Swatch, Oxford Street in London, where I buy many of my Swatch watches. And as has now become very familiar from all of these, the shaped cube that you pull out from the middle and then can slide, how do I say this? You pull out the strap from the bottom, I should remember, and you have the watch. So let me just close this up and pop it to the side for a moment. So this is the first time I have actually taken this out of the packaging, first time looking at it myself. There is, of course, the usual film across the, I'm going to call it glass. Of course, it's not a glass, it is plastic. They do scratch up a little bit, but having basically probably worn this for half of the last 6 months, this one's still in pretty immaculate shape, so I'm not overly worried about that. The straps are available in a few different sizes, so they come by default most of them with a large strap. I'm not actually sure if this is a slightly smaller strap. The watch itself has the white background, it has black handles, black bezel, black detailing, and the white number markers. We also have the automatic system, you have the chronograph, so a little press of the button, and as usual these are preset by Swatch staff in store. On the back there is the Mission to the Moon cover of the battery that gives you a little look over what it's kind of hiding behind, and then it has the script that runs around it. Dream big, fly higher, explore the universe, reach for the planets, enjoy the mission, which is quite a fun little script that's written around the side. Now I'm going to take off the blue one, which is again a Velcro strap. I've changed on that. It's just slightly more usable, slightly easier wearing, slightly softer and lighter. I want to pop this obviously on the wrist. Tell you what, pink might be considered a little bit out there, but I'm not against it. That is quite fun. That is really quite fun. I think when it balances with that strap in a moment, it will give it a different perspective. A few other things to show you about this. Check out the pushers for the chronograph. On the start and stop, there is a heart icon. There's nothing on the reset, but very much in keeping with the theme of this particular watch. Also, if I grab an ultraviolet torch, and I'll show you with the lights off how this looks, there's an incredible luminescence from various elements on the watch face, including the Moonphase. Now, with an even brighter UV torch, you'd be able to see extra details on it as well, but this is what I can show you for now. To also pull out the crown, of course, to set the timepiece itself, very easy to pop that out. It's got the Omega and Swatch logos. Pop it back in as well to lock it in. So in addition, I said I would come back to this on the packaging, the Fiat 500s. What's the story with that? I actually bought one or two of these from Fiat 500s that I bumped into. They were taking them to major cities around the world, and it was quite good fun. In fact, on the day we collected my Zenvo, we actually bumped into one and purchased one in Copenhagen, Denmark. Literally, the collection day, first drive in the car. That was quite fun to stumble upon it. But on this one, as opposed to where the others have more information about the watch, or perhaps one specific statement, for example, Mars, one day Mars will have a ring. Venus' surface is so hot it can melt lead. This one has the Fiat 500 outline, and that is because, bada-bum, here's one I prepared earlier, you can cut it out and make your own little Fiat 500. So yes, I haven't gone as far as taping this together to keep it in shape, but it's quite fun, given the marketing campaign around all of this when they were going through the motions and putting it together. So to change the strap on the watch, it's a pretty simple process. We've got this new one. These actually come with a little tool inside as well. So you have the new strap, which on the back has the moon surface style, and these pop on super easily. But the little tool, which is, to be honest, better than some of the tools on much more expensive watches that I've owned and tried to change straps on. But you pull that out, you use it to flick this off. Am I going to do this live on camera? Oh no, they've changed it. I told a complete lie. They've made this now so that all you have to do is pop that off. Well, isn't that easier? Amazing. I like that a lot. That just made this process, if you ever want to swap your straps on your watches, super simple. Can I push this in, or is it going to be difficult for me? Nope, that side's in. Let's get this one done. I might need to unfasten it. This is literally in real time how simple this process is as a first time ever doing it. I have not changed this strap prior to this moment in time. I have now completed it and can put on a brand new strap, brand new watch, and we can see how this looks, how it shapes up. I would say that was pretty easy going. Now, the white straps don't stay white for long. Like I say, I expect there will be a pink one to try down the line, but I like that, the balance, the white with a flash of pink on it. I think I'm going to be wearing that a bit in the upcoming future. So this one had good reason for me to go for it. Obviously the connection to the cars and the collection, as opposed to just being another one. I didn't purchase the 1965. I like the story behind it. I only purchased the first Mission to Moonshine Gold and the last Mission to Moonshine Gold. And I didn't purchase the Desert, Polar Lights and Lava ones, but did get all of the original. And of course a Neptune back in the early days when it was the one to get. And at some point I even tested some fake ones that were bought from the Far East, so you can watch the video on that, as lots of you have done already, so thank you to everyone who's checked it out. That was one of the earliest videos on this channel. It's done something like 2/3 of a million views. It is absolutely crazy, and a bit of inspiration to kind of bring it back. I don't think I've ever shown you my Omega Snoopy. I don't think I've shown you some of the Rolexes, some of the other watches, so there might be plenty more to share with you on the channel in due course. Let me know what you think. Anyway, now you know what the story is behind the pink Swatch watch, the Mission to Pink Moonphase that I will be wearing in some of the videos to come. So thanks for watching Swatch 150. Guys, give it a like if you've enjoyed this video. Make sure to comment something down below and I'll try to get back to you all. And I appreciate you taking the time to watch this video, and I'd love to share some more watches with you in the future.